Some people use coffee to wake themselves up in the morning. Not me. I use the rumble strips on the side of the highway. What's up everybody, welcome back to the Day and Nader channel. I'm excited about today's video because it's brought to you by Lasfit Auto LED Lighting. Lasfit Auto LED Lighting got a hold of me through Instagram and asked me if I'd be willing to try out some of their replacement LED bulbs on my 97 Camaro. So I looked them up online. Lasfit Auto LED Lighting offers headlights, fog lights, as well as exterior and interior bulbs and accessories. So Lasfit sent me some of their exterior LED lighting for my taillight assemblies, so let's take a closer look. Alright, so Lasfit sent me the red 3057 replacement bulb, also the red 194 bulbs that go into the side marker of the taillight, and then they sent me 1157, which is a white backup light, and then they sent me 194 in white to be able to put the license plate light in. The one thing they didn't send was the turn signal light, which is also, I believe it's a 3057, and these are in amber color. So I purchased these with my own money, but they sent me these. Alright, so we're going to crack open this 3057, which is going to be my tail light. If we compare this to another 3057 halogen bulb, you can see that the bases are the same. And you can see that the LED is just a little bit taller than the stock bulb, but it's definitely thinner. Now, Lasfit.com says that these LEDs have 10 LED chips per bulb, which is going to produce a very brilliant and bright light. Now, these bulbs are very lightweight, and they have an aluminum alloy body to help keep the light bulb cool. And they say that these are good for daytime running lamps as well. It has a non-polarity design, so you don't need to worry whether or not you have a CK or non-CK socket. These bulbs are universally compatible, and they'll fit into the same socket as your OEM original bulbs. Now, these also have a built-in constant IC driver, so basically that's taking the incoming voltage and it regulates it so that there's a steady stream of voltage and current that reaches the LED so that you'll always have a bright, efficient, long-lasting bright light. Okay, I'm going to crack open the turn signal bulb that I purchased. And you can see that the turn signal is that amber color. You can see it's got orange LED chips on it. If you look really closely at the tail light, you can see that the red one has really small red dots on there, I think. My eyes could be deceiving me. So one thing I did notice about the turn signal bulb is the website says that the load resistor or flash relay will be needed to prevent the hyper flash if replacing on the rear turn signal light. So if my turn signals flash rapidly, I'm going to need to get a flash relay or load resistor to keep that from happening. Okay, now we're going to crack open this 194 and I'll compare this to the original bulb, and you can see that they are virtually the same size. The LED may be a little bit longer. It has a built-in decoder. It's a canvas and error-free light. It also is non-polarity. It's got a load mini fuse, and it's got a built-in constant current IC, so it helps keep the voltage smooth to the LED so that the light will last a long time. Now we've got the 1157 white backup bulb. Got the same technology as far as the aluminum alloy LED chips, but the base is different to fit the 1157 socket. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is remove the driver's side taillight assembly, remove all the halogens and replace them with the Lasfit Auto LED lights. And I'm going to leave the passenger side taillight assembly alone. I'm going to leave all the halogens in there. That way we can compare the difference between the two taillight assemblies. So let's get to it. Alright, we're at the rear of the car. I've got the hatch open. I'm going to pull up the trim piece here, pull back this carpet, and you can see the screws to remove taillight assembly. One right there, one right here. Remove the whole assembly. This is our 194. This should be our 3057 taillight. This should be our 3057 turn signal. And then there's our reverse backup light. Okay, I'm going to remove the 194 and just replace it with the LED. Okay, it's a little snug, but it finally went in. Okay, tail light. I'm assuming you don't want to drop them. Good grief. There we go. Pretty good fit. Here's our turn signal. Fit pretty good. Now our reverse light. Put all our bulbs back in their spots. we'll just screw the nut back on the end of it and tighten down this thing. And we'll be ready to turn these lights on and see how they compare. I think I'll run some water over these tail lights real quick, get all the dust off of them. No, that way. We'll see if this bulb fits. Not sure this bulb is going to fit down in this little housing. Bulb may be too long. I'm going to jack with it for a little bit and see if I can get it to fit. Alright, so I was able to get that LED bulb to fit into the casing. So it is kind of a tight fit, but as you can see, it's working. It's a pretty good looking light. Alright, you can see for yourself a huge difference between the LED light and the incandescent bulb. The LED light from Lasfit is very bright, brilliant white light. You can actually see the detail of the bumper. There's a ground effect on there on the left-hand side. The incandescent bulb, you can't even tell if there's a ground effect on the bumper. But anyway, license plate is very well lit. Okay, now we got the full wide angle of the rear of the car. You can see the left-hand side of the screen, driver's side of the car is the Lasfit LED lights. The right-hand side, the passenger side, is the halogens. You can see how much brighter the tail light is. It's a much fuller, brighter light. As you can see, the halogens don't really seem to light up the lamp fully. There's some dark spots around the edges, and obviously the license plate light is the new LED light, and that is awesome. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna hit the brakes, turn on the turn signals and the flashers, and put on the reverse lights. That way we can see the comparison. Alright, you can see with the brake pedal push, the instant on and instant off of the LED light. That's pretty neat looking, whereas the incandescent has to kind of brighten up and brighten down. There's kind of that afterglow. The turn signal for the right hand side, the passenger side, obviously with it being incandescent, it works perfectly. But if I go to the left hand side, the Lasfit LED, the Camaro thinks that there's a bulb out. We're going to need to get a new flasher relay that can handle the LED. For some reason it works just fine for the hazard lights. Some wizardry going on there with the wiring. That worked just fine. But you can see here with the reverse bulbs, the driver's side is a very bright, brilliant white light. I am absolutely loving the fact that the reverse bulbs are so much brighter than the stock bulb, the incandescent ones. It allows me to be able to see what's behind me a little bit better. So that's cool. Alright, the next thing I want to do is to compare these lights in daylight conditions. But before I do that, I'm going to remedy the turn signal situation. Alright, to remedy my turn signal issue, I can go at this two ways. I can go to Lasfit and purchase these 3057 light bulbs. They are replacement bulbs that have a canvas error-free driver already built in, which allows you to use the stock flasher and turn signal relays. For a set of two, they're about $70. Or I can go a cheaper route and buy one of these flasher relays for LEDs and incandescent bulbs and spend about $10. My car requires two of these, one for the turn signals and one for the flashers. Lasfit unfortunately doesn't sell these little relays, so I found this online elsewhere for about $10 a piece. Now this is a much cheaper option, but there is a downside to these digital relays. Alright, replacing the turn signal relay and the flasher relay is pretty easy. Just gotta locate them underneath your dashboard. In my Camaro, one is underneath the right hand side of the steering column and the other one is on the left hand side of the steering column, up kind of tucked up underneath the frame. Anyway, it's pretty simple. Just unplug the connector, plug in the new relay, and you're ready to go. Alright, we've got blinkers. Let's see if it works on the incandescent bulbs. Yep, just fine. Alright, for the major downside for these new relays that I just purchased, they're completely silent. No clicking noise. There's no clicking noise. Well, if I forget to turn my turn signal off, I will not have a noise to remind me. Oh well. Alright, let's go check it out. Alright, there you go. So a new LED flasher is working. So we've got an LED bulb in the back and an incandescent in the front. Alright, in this test we're going to look at the LED lights and the incandescent lights in direct sunlight. You can see on the driver's side the lights are definitely much brighter than the incandescents on the right side. Even in direct sunlight these LEDs are very bright. We've got the right turn signal on, You see it's pretty bright in the direct sunlight, but it's no question the LED is much brighter. Alright, with the hazards on, you can see the comparison between the two bulbs. I'm really digging the instant on, instant off look of the LED bulb. Again, as you can see, the LED light for the reverse light is much brighter than the incandescent bulb, which I think is kind of cool even in broad daylight. Let's say I'm backing out of a parking spot in the daytime. I think it would give somebody that's behind me a better chance to see that I am backing up. Okay, our final test is with the direct sunlight in your eyes and the car is in kind of a shadow. You can see that the LEDs are again outperforming the incandescent as far as vibrance and brightness. Just kind of gives you an idea of what it's like to maybe be in traffic behind a car that's heading into the sunlight, and maybe their brake lights come on suddenly or their turn signal or something. You can see the LEDs really do outperform the incandescents in this gliding condition. Okay, well, I'd like to thank Lasfit for sending me those replacement bulbs for my 97 Camaro taillight assemblies. I really do like the way the LEDs work on that car, and if you're considering upgrading from incandescent bulbs to LED, consider Lasfit. And to sweeten the deal, Lasfit is offering the Dana Nation 10% off your order if you use code DANATOR10 at checkout. I would highly recommend at least changing the reverse light bulb on your taillight assembly because these LEDs are really bright. It certainly helps me out in this dark driveway being able to back up so I can see behind me. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Thanks again for tuning in. As always, God bless. We'll see you next time. Be sure to hit that like switch on your way out.
You assuming I'm a human, what I gotta do to get it through to you? I'm superhuman, innovative, and I made a rebel, so that anything you say is ricocheting off of me.